So what's happening at the Grange is you have a cylinder here full of water at 60 degrees, and the water is coming out of the hot outlet pipes and it's coming up to the taps, basins and baths, and then the cold water supply that is the feed into the cylinder branches off, and that also goes into every cold tap. But right at the taps, there is a thing called a temperature mixing valve, and so the water then comes across here, mixes this hot water here, and so that you get a limited temperature. So you have 60 degrees coming in, it gets mixed down, and so you have 39 degrees Celsius or thereabouts coming out, so you can't get scalded. What happens though, these temperature mixing valves, they have check valves, one-way valves in them, and eventually those check valves can wear out, and then what can happen is the cold water comes down. It will still come out of the cold outlet. As it comes across here to mix, this check valve can fail, and so it can draw back past and then into the hot pipe work, because someone's running this tap, so it's creating an avenue for this water to then travel. So now you've got cold water mixing with the hot water, and that is coming out at a lower temperature. So then instead of it coming out at 39 degrees, it's going to, just for example, it's going to have dropped by 10 degrees because you're mixing it further. And then that can happen on more and more outlets until eventually your outlets are lower and lower and lower in temperature, until eventually they're almost at the same temperature or at the same temperature as the cold water. What can, and I've proved this at the Grange, what you can do is you can open up lots of cold outlets, turn on all the cold taps and have them rushing out, and that will make it easier for the cold water to go out of the cold outlets and not backtrack round into the hot pipe work as it is. And then the temperatures on these outlets will then go up, and I illustrated that in Marcus's bathroom by running both of the cold outlets, and then you can fill the hot outlet in the basin, and the temperature rises right back up until it's very warm, and then the minute you close those cold taps, the hot water tap, the temperature of it just dives right down until it's yo-yoing and dropping by about 8 or 9 degrees Celsius. So we need to find where the TMV is passing. The only problem is at the Grange you don't have 4 of these, you probably have more, in the region of 30 or 40 of them. That these are located at every bath, every basin, and shower units as well. So it's going to be quite a tricky job to try and track this down, where this valve or valves are passing, but that's what's causing the issue with the hot water.